Hello! No, unlike yesterday, I've remembered to unmute the microphone before I start. So you've not just got 15 minutes of me doing this. So that's good, isn't it? I have one viewer. I always have one viewer. I think it's me. Possibly watching myself. I don't know if that's... I think it is because I'm logged into Streamlabs. That might be it. At least it looks like I'm popular. So I'm telling myself to say hello. I'm already saying hello, aren't I? Right, anyway, Chariots of Fire today. I've checked with a Canadian. She doesn't want to watch it. She said, and I quote, I'm not really interested about a man that's just running, or is there more to it? I don't think there is. I don't actually think there's any chariots on fire in it either, so we'll see. Right, anyway, from the book, here is the entry. Chariots of Fire, Hugh Hudson, 1981, page 666 of the book, everyone. Shares its entry on that page with Gallipoli, which of course is a film that has Mel Gibson in it. So, you know, mark of the devil. Chariots of Fire, Hugh Hudson, 1981. Opening on a beach with a group of barefoot runners, which I assume is this. It looks like it's blurred, but it's not because it's the beach. I really like that poster. Hugh Hudson's Chariots of Fire made Vangelis a household name, as his electronic score became synonymous with sporting excellence. Telling the story of two English runners, the film also won the Best Picture Academy Award despite being a British production. Yeah, God, British films never win the Oscar for Best Film. The film centres on Harold Abrahams, Ben Cross, who I watched recently when I rewatched 2009 Star Trek, because he plays Spock's dad in that, a Jewish sprinter, and Eric Liddell, Ian Charlson, his devoutly Christian rival, as the men struggle for national and personal honour following World War I. As they train for the 1924 Summer Olympics, the values of sacrifice and fair play pepper their tale, although an ample reserve is set aside to exalt the brilliance of physical grace. Over the course of this journey, Abrahams hires Arab-Italian trainer Musabini, Ian Home. Oh no, he's not going to do an accent, is he? Both sprinters confirmed their Cambridge masters, played by John Gielgud and Lindsay Anderson, and the respective competition sparks the success of their teammates. Ultimately concluded with triumph and redemption, Chariots of Fire equates athleticism with religious conviction, although Abrahams and Liddell are no mere figureheads. Instead, they engage their times wherein anti-Semitism, British classicism, and the lack of Hollywood high-concept technique mark this simple drama about seeking glory on the world's greatest stage for peaceful competition. So that's it. That's Chariots of Fire. I mean, the only bit I think I've ever seen of this film is the slow motion running that you used to take the piss out of when you were at school, and I did, because even my fastest running was slow motion running. So that's it. If we're ready, I mean, no one's watching along. I'm not going to get any live chat today, unless my two American friends are up at crazy o'clock. In their respective states. My new American friends, incidentally, I don't know who they are, but they like my accent apparently, so you know, you can't go wrong, can you? Right, if we're ready, I don't want to pick that up because I need both hands. If we are ready, it's on Disney Plus. It's only 2 hours long. Again, it's one of those where I don't think I've ever seen Chariots of Fire because I go, I'm not watching a 3.5 hour epic. It's 2 hours, 3 minutes, right? 5 minutes of that is going to be credits at the end at least. So it's a nice 2 hour one. I don't know why I thought it was, but I think it's because it's like Oscar winning it. Right, so if we're ready, we've got our countdown. You press play as soon as you hear the word 0. So here we go in 10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Play. There we go. It's 20th Century Fox, but I'm not getting the Oh, you know why? I've not swapped the. Why is my thingy not working? Oh, this is very annoying. I think I need new batteries in my. Everything was going so well. Just we can't have one of these without it cocking up, can we? That's basically what it is. My magic thing's not working.
Famous men and our fathers that begat us.
Absolutely. I'm pausing and starting
All
again.
these men were honoured in their generations.
Right, we're stopping, everyone. We're stopping and we're starting again, right? What a load of rubbish. I can't believe. I get so cocky when everything's done. Everything's done. Right, we're resetting that and we're going to start again. Right, with the countdown and everything. We're doing it properly. For God's sake, man, pull yourself together. How many of these have you done? I need to get my remote control working is what I need. Come on. I've got batteries, I could get up and swap them, but it appears that I can't be asked. Right, there we go. There we go. It is. Right. If we're ready, we're starting again, right? God damn it. It's a good job it's only me watching. Oh, Phil's here. I am going the extra mile. Good morning, Phil. It's all gone tits up. I've started it. It wasn't right. Right, so we're going. We're starting. You've got me just ranting to myself. So, here's the countdown. In, and we're pressing on 0. In 10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
There we go. Now we're working. Now we're all ready. Still no fanfare. Still quiet when it starts. Very quiet, like surprisingly quiet. To the point that I might not have messed it up, even though I know that I did. Where are we going? Like, I still don't know if we've got sound or not. We have got sound. There's no sound coming out with TV, is there? No, there's not. There we go. That looks like the church. It says London 978, but that looks like the church that's in Rev with Tom Hollander. Yeah. I'm paranoid now that nothing's working. I thought it started with people... Oh no, it starts with Nigel Havers in old man makeup, looking nothing like an old man. There we go. Here's the Fengalis music. Here's the slow motion running. He did, but this isn't about Roger Bannister, is it? This is about the 1924 Olympics. You're going to have to keep that joke for when we do a Roger Bannister film, if there is one. Nigel there looking really happy that all the mud splashed up on his chest. To think he went from starring in Academy Oscar winning film to The Bidding Room, which, incidentally, I actually really love The Bidding Room. It's very homoerotic, this, isn't it? Just the all in white running on the beach. Didn't they train red rum on the beach? Wasn't it Ainscow Beach they used to run him up and down? Or was it Southport Beach? I can never remember. It's a tune, isn't it? It is a tune. I love the phrase fencing for stairs. It sounds like an American indie rock group. or the sequel to Bowling for Columbine. Well, they're all running together like no one's just run off. Go. Obviously, just let the dog go and let them run after it. They must have, at the time that they filmed this, it must have been hard finding a bit of beach that didn't have just like loads of shit on it. You can see why they called him Vangelis. His surname's virtually unpronounceable. Run into the Carlton Hotel, straight into the bar, quick pint. Executive producer Dodie fired. Whatever happened to him? And Colin Welland, wasn't it Colin Welland? Was it Colin Welland when he got the Oscar for writing it, shouted the British are coming? Or was that David Putnam who did that? Or was it the director? Somebody shouted the British are coming at the Oscars. So I've heard of Putnam, I've heard of Colin Welland, but the director, I was like, ooh. Very nasal speaking voice. Chance to win the World Championship in Paris. Now, this guy I mostly remember from being in. There's a TV show called The Riff Raff Element in the, I want to say, like mid to late 90s. Ronald Pickup was in it, I think, as well. This playing cricket here in this ballroom or whatever it is. This isn't. I reckon this is just what they were doing between scenes. Kicking off here about the cricket. I mean, Ben Cross has he's hardly changed from this to playing Spock's dad in Star Trek. Although he died about 2 years ago, didn't he, Ben Cross? Yeah, she posted about your rant about the chessboard. It was so funny. So funny. Apart from the chessboard, it's alright. It's a nice little film. I mean, even though there was only 12 years difference between Mitchum and Gene Simmons, it looked like there was about 30 years difference. It's very, very British, this, isn't it? A bit of Richard Griffiths. Love it. He's doing a lovely northern accent, is Richard Griffiths. Much slimmer man as well than he ended up being. Do you know what? I thought the same thing. Why would you accept a lift offer? Why would you accept a lift offer? And he, earlier on in the film, even though it's her car, he got in and drove it. Wouldn't you insist on driving it yourself? It was a proper, like, brutal stunt, driving it backwards. Those bloody dummies earn the money. That's a very Richard Griffiths noise. Oh, a little bit of anti-Semitism there. Got some lovely choir music. It's very worthy. I mean, we're only 7 minutes in, and I'm already thinking, yeah, but there's no way on earth, right? The courtroom was big enough to get that, to get the engine and the steering column in. No way. I mean, it almost looked like they put it in there and then built the set around it. I wonder where this was filmed. I've seen that room before. It's very speechy. It's very, I'm acting now. Which is not necessarily a bad thing. But it's absolutely one of those British films that would win Best Film Oscar. It's almost exactly what a British film is. If you'd like think of what a British film's like, explain it. You'd explain this, describe this without even thinking about it. He's got some great old man eyebrows there. I can't wait till my eyebrows go grey. They'll be the last to go, I think. I mean, we've got a voiceover that's just explained what we've just seen. I can't bat for toffee. Have we only just heard the Amateur Dramatic Society when we got near them? The Cinematic Club in the background there. It's not a cult. It's a club. It's a club. It's not a cult. The bloody Gilbert and Sullivan Society. The Fabian Society. I love it. You can only hear them. The footlights. How long's the footlights been going on for? Bloody hell. You can only hear what's going on around the tables when you get to the tables, rather than there being this huge buzz all the time. Who's that? Nobody's ever done it. The old college dash. It's very, ripping yarns, isn't it? Oh, didn't Steve Cram and Seb Coe like recreate this running around the? There we go. I'm not familiar with the rules. Ho ho ho! Just been called a swank. Hello there. Are you not in meetings? You go in his lovely underwear. Ooh. Oh, the 1001's not there though. I'll have to check what's going on there. The adverts wouldn't play. Oh, I've just been told you've resubscribed. Is the Gil good there? Yeah, get back, dickheads. Stand back. Who is that actor? I recognise his nose. Oh, here we go. Just having a fag, but he's going to do a run. Yeah, I know. I'm going to have to look him up. No, I tell you, he looks like, and he reminds me of, Julian Rhind-Tutt. Go. Oh no, that's just the thingy at the beginning, isn't it? Go. There we go. They're off. But they don't appear to be running that quickly. Yeah, I'm sure I've seen Seb Coe and Steve Cram do this. I mean, if they end up doing it, even though they've both just crashed into the wall there. Has he done it? Has he done it? They've both bloody done it. No one's ever done it before. Hang on, here's two of them. It can't be the last day of Parliament. There's too many of them there. Yeah, but we've got rid of the catchphrase now. We've got the countdown. And go. And run. So there's no and anymore. I've got rid of it because I put the countdown in. So just the way it is. Look at these little kids here. Can you be like old proper kids? And vote. There you go. That's what we'll change it to. He did. He looked just like Julian Rhind-Tutt, that guy. Right, so now in the Highlands of Scotland, 1920. Oh no, we're in London 1978 before, weren't we? I was trying to work out how far in time we'd gone, but we've not. We've gone back. Oh, crunchy neck, mate. Oh. You go. Get a handshake there for winning. He's just signing his autograph there on someone's head. Great fries, Bobby. It's almost embarrassingly British movie. It's almost like it's the blueprint for every period British movie we've had since. I don't think either of those actors are actually Scottish based on their over-exaggerated Scottish accents there. I mean, I'm probably going to be proved wrong, but it was very, very Scottish. I wouldn't be surprised if that woman there grew up to be Professor McGonagall. It was that Scottish. It's nice to see that sportsmen's speeches have always been terribly unhumorous. That's what they sounded like. It was so Scottish. And there's a fella there with like a berry on with a little pom pom, and he's got his little glasses down there, and he almost looks like he's been hit by Scotland, that he's been infected by Scotland. He looks that Scottish. It's very beautiful tweed suits. I mean, they must be, even if they're not filming in Scotland, they must be absolutely roasting. Are you? You've got a little like muted symbol next to your name, Sarah. Does it mean I'm muted or you're muted or who's muted? I don't know where that's come from. Oh no, it's disappeared. And you've changed colour. Yeah, there you go. It has gone now. You just learn new things all the time. Yeah, Scottish. I know. I mentioned that I wasn't muted. That I'd remembered to unmute, but then of course I'd forgotten to switch the bloody sound over, and then my remote wouldn't work because I think my batteries need replacing. So all very not. One day I'll get everything right. One day, everything right. But that day wasn't today. I like how the running's clearly in slow motion because no one's that good at running. They've been in. It's the same one since I bought the TV. So they're what? They're about 5.5 years old. Big open wide mouth there. What else was nominated for the Best Picture here this year? See, if I find out there was like something proper good. The kingdom of God is not a democracy. Right, the 54th Academy Awards. And also up for Best Picture. And there we go. I was literally just going to read those out. Like with that, Raiders was never going to win, was it? I've seen on Golden Pond about 14 times. ITV used to show it every like 3 weeks in the 80s. Reds is on the list, so we will get to see Reds. I don't need to. As I was literally going to read them out, but I don't need to. They're there. It's all good. I mean, it's Henry Fonda, isn't it? Really, really old, and Catherine Hepburn. It's worth a watch. It's worth a watch. And he won Best Actor Oscar, didn't he, Fonda? I only know because it's there in front of me. See, it's one of those, isn't it? It's one of those weird years where Chariots of Fire wins Best Film, but Warren Beatty wins Best Director. for Reds, and Hugh Hudson doesn't win. I don't understand how you can be the best film but not have the best director, or be the best director and not win best film. It was like Ben Affleck with Argo. Surely, if Argo's the best film, it had the best director. I don't. I don't understand. I don't understand it. I get how the better actors might be in different films, but surely director and film have to go together. Well, I think we all know why For Your Eyes Only wasn't nominated for anything there. Sandy reckons. I can't get over these Scottish accents. We're 24 minutes in. There's been lots of slow motion running. There's been lots of talking in Scottish. There's been lots of he's quite good at running. So we know that there's at least three people that's really good at running. It does. It feels like we're watching an overlong episode of All Creatures Great and Small, doesn't it? Schoolgirl looking at him, so he gives her a wink. So yeah, people running, slow motion or otherwise. So we know who like the three or four good runners are. There's been lots of choir singing. And that's about it. And we've only got another hour and a half to go. I think this is why I thought it was about 4 hours long. If it was ITV, one of them would be played by Martin Clunes. One of them would be Robson Green. They'd all be far too old for the parts that they were playing. Sean Bean had come in as like some old-fashioned northern trainer, wouldn't he? Love interest would probably be Nicola Walker or Sarah Lancashire. Olivia Colman's too big now for an ITV production. There's a fella there who's proper getting rain in his eyes, which I actually really like. They like the proper, and you know it's not raining; they're just getting absolutely blasted. There's a lovely knitted hat there. Well, obviously, it always happens. Always happens. Oh, Jesus said. It stopped raining. You start talking about Jesus and it stopped raining. And they're all putting the umbrellas down. That was subtle. No, I know. Possibly a completely different place as well. So you weren't here. You missed, of course, that Ben Cross here is Spock's dad in the 2009 Star Trek. And doesn't still look exactly the same because he's been dead for 2 years. But basically, aged very well between this and playing Spock's dad in 2009 Star Trek. Married 3 times as well. I did a little bit of research. Does that make you a racist that you think that a fictional alien race? That's the whole point about the Vulcans, isn't it? That they do kind of. It's the haircut, isn't it? Brothers a Doctor. Today, the 17th. Peter Egan, calm down to throw water on you. Well, if Peter Egan's in this, Peter Egan, I would suggest, is more famous for obviously shagging Penelope Wilton in Ever Decreasing Circles behind Richard Pryor's back. And Ian Holmes in this, who was at one point married to Penelope Wilton. Ba-ba! Love Patrick McGee. Love him. There's just lots of quoting the Bible going on. They were in the Borrowers together. I mean, I only realised when Ian Holm died that they weren't married anymore. That they'd split up years ago. Yeah, and the woman who played Beverly Callard, who played oh yeah, Beverly Callard, who played Thingy MacDonald in Coronation Street. Her daughter was Ariadne, wasn't she? He does. I've forgotten about that. He just follows her around, or she goes, "Can we get Peter Egan in as my Liz McDonald?" Oh, I can't remember Liz. And Peter Egan's wife died quite recently. Was it last year? And he put some videos talking about her on Twitter, and it was, if you've not seen them, don't, because you'll cry buckets. Yeah, there's a man who loved his wife very, very much. Here we go. Had a bit of a race. He's a bit out of breath now. Oh, stomach's rumbling. I'm not eating till this has gone off. Good God. Gilbert O'Sullivan there. Gilbert O'Sullivan. Gilbert and Sullivan. Gilbert O'Sullivan. Is the note this fella can't do? I mean, he's a bit annoying, isn't he? I can sing, I'm at Cambridge, I can run very fast. We've got some proper stereotypical Scottish music going on, so we know where we are. Did it? I think Lindsay Anderson was mentioned in the write-up, I think, at the beginning. Is that's not Ian Holm, is it? Again, dressed in old man's clothes and aged up. Is it? It is. Bloody hell, just get an old man to play him. Is it? So it said in the book that Ian Holm was playing. Well, it's not that long after Alien, is it? Was Alien 78, 79? He said he was an Italian Arab, and he sounds nothing like an Italian Arab. Oh, is it? Oh, that's a surprise. At the current rate, I'll finish. Well, at the current rate, if we do 10 a month between now and me turning 50, I'll actually finish about Christmas when I'm 49. So we might have to start slowing things down. Oh no, he's fallen over. The drama. Will he get up? Yes, he will. He was just on the grass. There you go. It's managed to catch them all up. And now we've got like some weird kind of silence. The sound's gone. Oh, Ben Cross screwing up his piece of paper there because he's seen how fast he is. I mean, he looks like he's never run before, to be fair. Is he going to win? Oh, yeah, there we go. And he wins even though he fell over. I'm going to call it early, right? This film is not as good as its reputation seems to suggest. This film has been surpassed in the last 41 years by better children's TV drama. I mean, still, the costumes are amazing. It looks great. The acting's good. It's just so 300 miles. It's very pedestrian. He only ran like a wild animal because someone pushed him over on the first corner and he had to catch up. He looks like Alf Garnett, is what he looks like. I mean, he is Jewish, so, but he does look like Alf Garnett. I mean, he's called Mr. Musabini. It sounds like a piss take name. But it's the way they've greyed up his eyebrows. And his makeup is quite Alf Garnett. Alf Garnetty. So, Jared Leto as Alf Garnett is something I'd pay to see. It's your West Ham, innit? It's your West Ham. Mr. Musabini. And he's like, hey up, lad. I'm Mr. Musabini. Do you like that, Tash? Got whip it in back. Pigeon lands. I mean, there's not much Vangelis music in it, is there? Three Little Maids from School. I didn't know there was this much Gilbert and Sullivan in it. Some school. Bloody hell. We'll completely change history. I can't believe any of it then. I don't even believe Nigel Havers was such a good runner. I mean, they're literally they're literally eyeing up the actresses playing the Three Little Maids. Fwah. Isn't she a peach? There's a thousand people shouting bravo, but she is in from the box and their eyes meet. Yeah, like one should be like two of them should be the two Ronnies, and the other one's probably Charlie Drake. Yeah, yeah. Tez. So his mate's gone, isn't she really fit? I really like her. And he's gone, yeah, I'm going to go and ask her out. Look at his hair. So Nigel Havers, of course, from a long line of very successful lawyers. So his dad was Lord Chancellor for a bit, which is no longer a judicial post; it's a political post. But his dad was Lord Chancellor for a bit, yeah, and all of his siblings, I believe, are quite famous lawyers. His auntie, of course, was the judge who did the Diana inquiry when she died. Which is another link because Dodi Fayed was is one of the producers of this film. It's all linked. It's all linked. So he's very much. Oh no, we don't talk about interesting things like this. But thanks for reminding me I'm back in work next week. So he was very much the black sheep of the family when he didn't go into law and went into acting. What? Oh, dear me. One of our little maids has got herself preggers with one of the gondoliers. We can tell we're watching a proper posh film here. It's all a bit creepy. We'll sit and watch him drink his drink. Yeah, true. God, I hate this woman. For when you time travelled back to the 1920s. yeah, silly me. I forgot about the whole non-time travelling thing. I don't like this film. I know I should. There's nothing wrong with it. But the whole, like we talked about, you mentioned it's like an ITV drama. Of course it does. Um, I don't watch ITV dramas because I don't like them. I'm like being massively just general statement. All ITV dramas are terrible because of course they aren't at all. But it, but it's been on for 45 minutes. Nothing's happened. Nothing has happened. All I found out is that there's two fellas. He's Jewish, so he can't eat pig straws, can he? Have a laugh. There you go. Hogwarts Express has pulled in. Um, I found out that there's two fellas that are really good at running, um, and that's it. And I knew that before I put it on. I found out that anybody who isn't at Cambridge or isn't good at running is northern. If only. If only there's some actual chariots on fire. Just pulled in King's Cross, but you're still in bed in your underwear, so get bloody dressed and get off train. But again, I mean, it's a film that I wouldn't watch. And I don't know why I wouldn't watch it. I just wouldn't. Why's he got a trowel in his pocket? It's incredibly British, isn't it? It should have just been Savage because it's a bit shit. That's us knackered then, isn't it? I mean, I'm not a big fan of this Abrahams fella. It's not a cult. It's not a cult. We don't have as much fun. There's not as much guitar playing or drug taking as there would be in a cult. Or half naked women rocking about the place. This synth music now, what's all this about? It doesn't fit. I feel like I'm I feel like I'm watching Spartacus with the Blade Runner soundtrack over the top. Love it. I love he was just going to call it Runners. I don't think that anything Colin Welland wrote, he was just like, I've written this new thing. It's about a love affair. What have you called it? Love affair. Okay. Um, and then and this other one that I've read. Wasn't Colin Welland from Lee, by the way? No, just because we're just while we're on it, wasn't Colin Welland from Lee? Um, and that's why he just called things what he wrote. Uh, He's to his own lost, staring out into the distance. It's just a really, it's just filmed really. I can, do you know what? I can see why he didn't win Best Director. Could have run quicker. Oh, so yeah, he's having a bit of a shout now, isn't he? Newton the Willows. There we go. I knew he was from around here somewhere. Do you know, I can't believe it's that long ago since Colin Welland died as well. 2015. I thought it was only a couple of years ago. Which I know it's not that long ago, but you know what I mean. He went to Brighton Hall. There you go. He qualified as a teacher and taught art at Bedford High, Manchester Road Secondary Modern. And he was known as Ted because of his teddy boy curly hairstyle. I knew there was a link. Oh, there we go. As I was reading it out, you were typing it down. Oh. All of these facts about Colin Welland, much more interesting and exciting than this film. I can't run any faster, Big Kiss. Hidden by the Hat. There you go. It's Mr. Messabini. There you go. So it was Colin Welland that said that. I was talking about that at the beginning. I couldn't remember if it was Putnam or if it was Welland or who it was. Bloody Ian Holmes. He looks like he's in Last of the Summer Wine. Oh, I tell you, it looks like Clive Dunn when they made him up like an old man in Dad's Army. It's that kind of makeup. Straw Dogs is on the list. It's all linked. Doesn't he? He does look like Clive Dunn in Dad's Army. Don't panic, just run faster. Don't like it up 'em. Oh shit! That's like the saddest thing I've ever heard. So 20 years after this was set, he was dead. Yeah, it mentioned his rugby stuff just before you joined. It's when it was when I was talking about everyone being very very Scottish. Just before that, they talked about it being a rugby bit of a rugby legend. Oh, Jesus Christ. We get the train like a ballet dancer montage now, do we? Money goes, pop goes the weasel. Vangelis has just taken nursery rhymes and synths them up. I don't. It won best soundtrack, this. It does. I hope it's got. I hope it's got a Dad's Army ending. Oh, please let it have a Dad's Army ending. Desperate, desperate for it to have a Dad's Army ending. It's something to look forward to in about an hour's time. Yeah, I gathered. Whereas I'm just watching. Yeah, I'm going to think about dinner in a minute. The old training on the beach. Perhaps this is where Red Rum got it from. Oh, bean soup, you dirty bitch. Oh. It does have a bit of a Rupert Everett look, full stop, actually. Oh, we've got a God doesn't like you being an Olympian bit now. The film like this with Rupert Everett and Colin Firth. Is it The First Centurions? Or do you mean Importance of Being Earnest? They're both in that one, aren't they? No, it's another country. There we go. Flirting with the schoolgirls again. That's a bit creepy, that. God would look down on that more than he would. Got something to say. We're finished. Is this in the film or is this in real life? Bloody hell, they've gone for some fucking walk here. I'm not going to say it yet until we've walked at least 4 miles away from where we were. Leave it. Oh, here we go. He's going back to China. When I run, I feel God's pleasure. I tell you what, I'm glad I didn't save this up for a Friday or Saturday night. I am only 2 films away from doing 80 this year, by the way. I feel God's pleasure. Jenny is an absolute lunatic. There we go. And he's giving up his missus as well. Not even you. So this was before Nigel Havers did The Charmer on ITV, isn't it? Because I don't remember this coming out because I was only little, but I remember The Charmer being on TV. No, I don't. I don't get robe envy because I don't have robes. Excuse me. I have look at the size of that house and gardens envy. Why? See, it lasts the summer wine. We've got 3 old fellas trying to ride a bike in the background. Well, think of the heating bill now. So she's got into Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. It's true. There's just three fellas on a bike, on one bike. It looked like they were trying to get Compo down the hill or to ride as quick as he could across that lake. It was absolutely madness. It's like a bath with some wheels on is going to appear in a minute. That bloody car's beautiful though, isn't it? Look at the wood on the car. That wasn't like a reference at anything poking out of Nigel Havers' robe. Bloody hell. Oh, it's the old Let's Do. Well, you will know because you'll have knocked the bloody hurdles over. Champagne on the hurdles. We're going to see him actually hurdling. We are. But not all of it. Oh. He gets to drink them all now, right? Got to shoehorn Gielgud in. It's awful. There's too much talking about it. Yeah, I need something to eat. I might put some toast on. I might do. No. So I might do some boiled eggs, but I don't think I will. Mr. Mussolini, personal coach. Lovely bit of racism there. I love that it's considered cheating if you've got a coach. Doesn't make any sense. Professional, dirty word. I'll put some toast on. If we weren't in the cult, I'd have turned this off. It's not like it's like the King's Speech, which I had no desire to watch. Okay, so when it came out, it was like, oh, I'll go to the cinema to watch it, and then when it came out, no desire to watch it at all. And then it came on TV, and I think it started because I was watching something else beforehand, and it came on. And within about half an hour, I was like, it's good, it's a good film. Great performances. The story I wasn't particularly interested in, but the performances sucked me in a little bit. Well directed. And enjoyed it. Wouldn't watch it again. But enjoyed it. Never thought about turning it off. Never thought about turning it over. This, which is a similar style, isn't it? It hasn't gripped me for a second. Not for a single second. We're going to the Olympics. Can't wait. Are we supposed to like him? Because I don't like him. This one. I'd have turned this film off. If I wasn't in a cult, I'd have turned this film off. I've got no interest in what happens. And I've got a feeling, I don't know for certain, but Abrahams is going to win, isn't he? And I don't want him to. This looks like exactly the same boat that Newt Scamander gets off on Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I didn't know that was qualifying heats. Has he's just not bothered speaking to her for God knows how long. Does she understand? I hate them as a couple. I hate them separately. I think it's because he's posh. I didn't think I had this kind of feeling in me. But I think it is. I think it's because he's posh. And that arrogance of 1920s poshness really gets on my nerves. Get some waving. Only going to bloody Paris. We're there in 10 minutes. But it's like a 20-minute waving scene. Bloody get on with it. Now, I've not seen Reds, but there's no way Reds isn't better than this. How's he going to the Olympics? He doesn't know that there's heats. Oh my good God, as if that line has just been said. Brown and yellow, white and black. There is a bit of me that really wishes this was still just called Runners. That does sound like a terrible 90s BBC sitcom that Simon Pegg was starring before superstardom. And yet we've still not really had a lot of running. We've just got a bloody scene on a boat where he's going across. Where are we here? Oh, thank God for that. 40 minutes of what? I'm just having a quick snack of a crisp bowl special. Who's that actor there? And what have I seen him in before? Apart from everything. Outland's a great film, so that's good. We don't want him in this. Here we go. The frogs. Yeah. So it's Nigel Davenport, the actor, who's going, who is he and what have I seen him in before? And he's in Shanghai Nights. That was his last credit. But that's not what I know him from. He's in Keeping Up Appearances. He's in loads of stuff. Oh, da 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 da. Greystoke, Legend of Tarzan. He's in as well. He's in loads of stuff. Just one of those faces. Da 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 da. There you go. It's the Yanks. You can tell because they're playing some Yankee music. Although it is basically the Runaway Train. On and off, I think. Couldn't look more American, those lads. I'm sad there's not a brass band every time I leave the flat to get in the car. I'll tell you what, it's lucky all his mates got picked for the Olympic team as well. How do you think that happened? See, and I clearly want the Americans to win because they'll be working class lads, won't they? There's Butler there from On the Buses. And look at this is clearly France. Look at their bloody state. It must be American because it's all militarised. Alright, you Butler. It just doesn't go. So we've got this film, it's set in the 1920s. What soundtrack are we going to have? Like a 1980s synth soundtrack? What? I mean, it works for Blade Runner, but not for this. There's Peter Ewan. Look at the stage. Opening ceremony, there's about 14 people there. Oh, you just slip his age in, did you? This film should be called How to Make the Olympics Look Shit. Is that Ruby Wax? Is that Ruby Wax then? I think that was Ruby Wax. I don't know. It looks it though. It was Ruby Wax. Here's the bloody frogs. We've seen the Yanks, the Brits, and the French walk in because they've clearly only got white actors. Good for him. Well, they'd have been Cambridge footlights at the time, would they? Oh no, they'll be down. There's some more countries. Good luck, good luck. And they get a biscuit out. .400 metre hurdles there, so is it the backwards hurdles? Ready? It's all gone slow-mo already. They're off! Boom, boom. Lipton's tea. Yanks won this. Silver there for Nigel. The good news is there's only about half an hour left. Uh, yeah, 1924. Yeah, yeah. Hiccups. They've gone. I'm afraid I am, son. We've not seen him for bloody 20 minutes. So this is Edward the Eighth, then, is it? But they're all they're either old or they're young, aren't they? They're either too young for the war or too old for it. The guy playing Eric Liddell, he's the best thing in it. Yeah, massively. Yeah, so this is Edward the Eighth, 24, isn't it? Because George the Fifth was king during the First World War, so clearly he's still king now. Lord Cadogan's not interested. Indeed. Here we go. We're back to the frogs again. He won't run on the Sabbath. He's by far the best character and actor in this. You're joking. Bloody hell. Yeah, to be a Saturday if it was Abraham's. Christ. He is very good. And then he can race against Abraham's. Ooh, my mate. Bloody hell. Poor bastard. This bloody speech here from Egan. Oh my god. That music then, after that speech. What is going on? What is going on? How does anybody watch this and just go, yeah, this soundtrack is cracking? I thought she was watching a sheep then. Yeah. Or like bloody, do you remember the adventure game? That is the most homoerotic poster for the Olympics I've ever seen in my life. No, that's what I'd like to see. We've had Predator in the 1700s. I'd like to see Terminator at the 1924 Paris Olympics. So that's the Olympic Stadium. He's actually looking at a brick wall somewhere in Fulham. I mean, surely they must have driven past it if you can see it out the window. Hot water bottle. Bloody Rene Artois. Absolutely no point to that scene of being beside outside that restaurant then. Other than to try and convince us it's Paris when we cut to clearly. Oh, I was going to say, clearly, um, a church in Scotland, and it is the Church of Scotland, then underneath Paris Division. I I proper don't care about what happens. Because it fits. This doesn't fit. I think they might win. Do you reckon? What? Pretend we watched it. The bloody steeplechase with the water. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Oh, not the first time those public school boys have had stuff splattered up their backs. He does. He does look like Chris Pine in particular. It's the slight acne scarring. Remember. Yeah. And now we've got this this lovely massage scene. Bloody arms on him though for the 80s there. '24. It's the fact that they all talk in speeches as well. What was that with the thing then? Yeah, it'd be a great play that I wouldn't have to go and see. I'd like to see the slow motion running on, like, you know, the revolving bit of stage in Les Mis. I'd like to see it on there. It does, but just not as good. Because at least they had an excuse. Do you know, it was early days of film, and it was like, we are filming a play. With this, it's so static. For a film about sport and running, it's so still. I say that just as the camera starts to pan. But you know what I mean? It's just so, it's so slow. Not in a good way. It is. It is telling, not showing. He's got a little note in his bag. It's the first time he's opened his bag. It's the music now. It sounds like it's out of a scene out of Withnail and I. She's not even going to see him. Why is he not? Why would he said? Why wouldn't he just said Sam? Went perfectly over his head that then as well. They're like, I reckon the British ones would have been, but the Yanks are very military, aren't they? I bet they would have had joggers like that. Where the Brits are very much, here's me white pants with me braces on, lad. Look at the bloody state. There's no atmosphere to it. Bloody hell. They might as well have had him dressed in a bloody Uncle Sam outfit. So he can't run on a Sunday, but he can watch. Look at this. I've googled it. They did not. Do your best. He's nothing like Edward the Eighth, and I know, it doesn't need to look like him, but he's everything you know about the man. He's no atmosphere. We've just shown like a band and people play. No atmosphere. He's gonna run with his lucky charm on now. Look. This bloody trowel to dig the starting blocks. It's madness. I don't believe there is any tension. Plus, this is under the bloody heat, isn't it? Look at that with his trowel in his hand. I'm gonna get you. We don't need a 20-minute section of them digging holes either with trowels, do we? Or Peter Egan pointing at the trowel placement and putting the trowels in that thing now. Look. Christ almighty. Tuck it in, mate, tuck it in. Off Garnett's pacing. Looking at his watch. Bloody, it couldn't be more cliche. It's not Abraham who feels God's pleasure though, is it? It's Little. I mean, it's going to take out the people. He's got to tuck it in. He's tucked it in. There we go. They take everybody out around him. Got the little fences in between. It did look a bit pluggy, didn't it? Like a wax stamp. Here we go. I'm not bothered. Couldn't care less. They're off. I don't know because it's all from the front. He's done it. He's only bloody one, you know. And Eric's proper pleased. They might have cut 40 minutes of actual story. Who knows? Where's he going now? He wasn't running that fast. I'm going to see it again now in slow motion with some 80s synth. Meow. Even Eric's here to cheer him on. Oh, she'd be devastated. He's got a slow motion wind in his jowls look as well, even. Christ almighty. And the 7 people in the crowd go wild. Throw the bolters up into the air. That's the only reason he knows, because he's seen the bloody flag go up. I mean, it's got an air that he's going to like kill himself now. I mean, he's got that kind of like, oh well, I've done it, lad. Boom. I mean, go. You can go now. Go to the. Done it. Like the letter. Please accept this charm. And well, he's just punched the inside of his hat out. My son, good lad. Gold medal, there it is. Do they not get a pot plant back then? Or like a stuffed. That's why I believe it was it punching your hat out, not a euphemism. One of these days you'll be a winner too, but until then, shut your face. You won. By the way, you're on in 15 minutes. 3 little maids from school. Oh, bloody hellfire. Doesn't look like she gives a shit. These fellas won't care. He did. He did, I thought that. Look at Gielgud's face. Absolutely disgusted. Blue ribbon, not gold medal. When was Arthur? 82, 83. does look like Rupert Everett. You're as soft as me pocket. My special pocket. Oh, it's only about 10 minutes to go. He always full names himself. What's wrong with him? Looks like he's having a bloody seizure. Sam must have been here. 81, so same year that Gielgud. It was Gielgud, wasn't it, in the Arthur? So did he win? No, he didn't win. He didn't win Best Supporting Actor at the same Oscars that this won Best Film at, did he? Gielgud for Arthur? Or was it the year after? I've seen Greystoke far too many times, you know. Far too many times. I don't expect to see you until after the race. No problem. Never seen Greystoke? I've seen it about 5 times when I was a kid. Here we go then. What an absolute load of old shit. Here goes a bit of a note. There you go. So the same year, in 81, so the year before. Was he going to run with that piece of paper in his hand? Was this going to slow him down? Oh, Jesus Christ, this film. See, nobody wins from the outside lane. This is 81, but it was the 82 Oscars. So if he won in 81, it was the year before. Depends on when it was released, doesn't it? Which one they're eligible for. Oh dear. We're getting the old fast. I'm feeling he's feeling his pleasure just as he was doing this. I mean, clearly he's miles in the front because we can see everybody smiling. apart from Harold, obviously. There you go, he's done it as well. And all thanks to Havers. There's the king, or the king-to-be, who I wouldn't recognise because he's nothing bloody like him. They should keep those little string fences up between the lanes. Just a random American there leaning on a wicker basket. Did they only send 4 athletes? Because it's the same 4 we just keep seeing over and over again. Who the bloody hell were them that we just panned over to? I don't care. It was probably happening in the background and we didn't know what was going on. Look at that. That looks like Brighton train station. Who's he? They keep showing him like the 4th one. I don't know who he is. Has he had any lines? And this looks like where they wouldn't let John Cleese onto the train in Clockwise. Where is he? He's not fallen under the train, is he? Here he is. Waited till he was last off. Absolutely no passion whatsoever. There you go. Ends on Jerusalem. Of course it does. It's one of them, innit? I know why it's on the list, but I hate Jerusalem. Was it the first British film to win Best Picture at the Oscars? Or we're back in the 79 now, because there's some more Dad's Army makeup look. I think it's just because it surprisingly beat Reds at the Oscars. But we all know that the best film at the Oscars isn't always the best film. Harold married Sybil, became the elder statesman of British athletics, and died in January 1978. Eric Liddell, missionary, died in occupied China at the end of World War II. All of Scotland mourned. Nobody else. It does. It does make you realise how good the makeup is on Still Game. Also has a better storyline, Still Game. My lovely, lovely, lovely horse. It's got a Dad's Army ending, everyone. It's got a Dad's Army ending. I forgive it everything else. I forgive it everything else. It's got a Dad's Army ending. It's got a Dad's Army ending. I forgive it everything. That's Jerusalem finishing now. Listen for it kicking up. Who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler, if you think old England's done? Shut up, Vangelis. We are the boys who will stop your little game. We are the boys who will make you think again. So who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler, if you think old England's done? Only about 4 of them, though. Everyone else isn't going to get a Dad's Army ending. Look at all those dots. Sir John Gielgud doesn't even get a name. He just gets Master of Trinity. Bum, ba-da, ba-ba-boom. Well, that was disappointing. Just two. Oh, the credits here are driving me mad. Driving me mad. This is a good tune, but it's still. For a minute then I read Peter Egan was playing Donald Sutherland. But that's it. David Yelland, of course, as the Prince of Wales. And it ends with exactly the same scene at the beginning, with the dog running off and then the kids and the... because I watched Chariots of Fire, Disney Plus thinks I should watch Jojo Rabbit next. Which seems rather odd. I can't be singing "Who Do You Think You're Kidding, Mr. Hitler" whilst watching Jojo Rabbit. Right, let me pause that so I don't have to listen to that god awful overplayed music in my ear. So it's time to vote. I'm very interested in what Sarah's going to give this in the 1001 stars rating. So as we know, it's ! Vote space and then the number and vote. Let's have a see what we're going to get. This is going to be low. It's not going to be higher than 2. Oh, look at that. There we go. Yeah. There we go. So our average 2 votes, 2 stars each. Our average is 2. Then I'm leaning towards 2.5. I think on Letterboxd. Possibly not. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about it a little bit. But the 2 stars will go on as our average rating anyway. So that's it. Thrown a nice one in. I might do one tomorrow. It's results day tomorrow, so I need something to take my mind off how badly my career's going, probably. I can't do ARBs on this because it'll be bloody. There'll be loads of things. We'll get ARBs if we get more people watching and voting differently. We'll get ARBs with the average eventually. In 3 years' time when we have 100 viewers per stream. Right, so that's it, everyone. Thank you, Phil and Sarah, for joining me as always. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day. Still quite early in the day. See you all soon. Bye-bye.